Right, Road Atlanta then in the Group 3s. Here we are then, from Maritzo Tuning to Braselton, Georgia, to Daily Race B on Road Atlanta. And here we are then for the 2.5 mile Road Atlanta track with its 12 corners in the Group 3s. So we're doing then 7 laps on the racing medium tyre, going with 1 times fuel, 1 times tyre, BOP, and I am running round now on the racing medium tyre. I say that because for some reason my default tyre for my car at the moment is the full wet tyre after Saturday's manufacturer's race. So yeah, just double check we are running on the racing medium tyre, and yeah, we are indeed. On a track here, Road Atlanta. Yeah, quite like Road Atlanta. Group 3s then back in Daily Race B for the first time in a couple of weeks with the Group 3's been back into Daily Race B, and we'll go round and we'll see what sort of fun we can have on Road Atlanta today. Quickish track guide of Road Atlanta. The first corner, 4th gear, there or thereabouts. Carry through as much speed as you can. Then for the right-hander here, watch the curb on the inside there for track limits. Follow the bends here, going down the hill, just like this. Quick left-hander here, try not to take too much on the exit. Couple of right-handers here, short shift the second, maintain the traction on the way out onto the back straight. And the back straight building up towards 155, 160 mile an hour. Lines in the road there for the braking zone for this chicane here. And under the bridge, foot to the floor. Right, I've done a few laps then to get myself warmed up, and we'll see where we're going to be on the starting grid. Here we go. Here we are then, P13. Right, all set to go. Away we go then at Road Atlanta. Let's go. Right, at the first corner then, let's get ourselves round turn 1. Up the hill now to turn 2. It's got the McLaren there on the inside. Just going to get ourselves round like that. McLaren going over the curb there. Now, follow the guys down the hill. Keep an eye out there for the guys behind him. And left-hander here, trying to take too much on the exit of this corner then. P13 and 2 right-handers here. All sort of bunched up, aren't we, in the first lap here at Road Atlanta. We've got 7 laps here then to have a good race and all that. Down the hill then towards the chicane. Got some overtaking action in front of us and alongside us at the same time. He's dropping down there to P14. On some goings-ons here, just exiting the final chicane there. That's going to bump us up a couple of places then as we start the second lap. Lap 2 on the back of P11. We'll stay behind for now, 4th gear, and just carry the speed through the first corner here. It's gone a bit deep there. Not to worry of sorts, nothing directly behind us there. Right behind us now though, going through this left-hander here. Couple there in front going wide, a bit wide there of ourselves. There goes the Audi there into P12. Brakes here for the chicane. Oh, just sort of watch myself a bit through there. And a car off there in front as well as we finish the second lap. On to lap 3 already. A quick track, Road Atlanta. Pretty quick round here. Noticing there's a car off there taking a bit of a detour as we go down the hill here. Got ourselves then onto the back of this train of cars then just in front of us then at the moment. One of them there's got a 2-second time penalty, so they're going to drop down the order then as and when they take that penalty. We're just going to stay behind this Toyota for now. Hard on the brakes here for the chicane here. I want to really try to clip that curb there and then try to carry the speed out there. Look for the apex on the way out there. And underneath the bridge, full speed around the final corner and on to lap 4. Not so bad then. Holding stations at the moment then in P12. Go with the guys then down the hill once again. Ooh, with a curb there for the Toyota. And, well, we're too busy looking at them. Got ourselves back on the track though. And, ooh, we just really need to try and keep inside those track limits there on that corner. Back then P11 to get ourselves out this corner here. Short shift the second to keep the back end of the car in check. Trying to sort of catch the Audi. Is it the Audi? Yeah, it's an Audi, isn't it, in front of us? Yeah, catch the Audi or whatever it is. in front of us as we get round then to start the 5th lap, maintain the gap to the car behind them. So yeah, looking as though we are just sort of consolidating ourselves at the moment then in P11. Curb here, take 5. Yeah. Oh, yeah, almost. We've gone a bit there in that corner there. Really tempting there to ride it right around the outside. I'm afraid you can't do that, otherwise you will get a track penalty. So far then, no penalties so far then in this race. Let's try to keep it that way for the final 2 and a bit laps then, and keep ourselves in P11. 1.3 there, so the gap to the car behind starting to reduce a bit now, but it might reduce a bit more now. Bit of an exit there, coming off the chicane there. Got ourselves round onto the 6th lap, but as you can see there, just over half a second now. Catching, we've got to get on with it. Oh, I'm going to run out of chances on that corner one of these laps, I tell you now. Pushing it a bit, aren't we? Yeah, I thought so. I thought we were going to, as I say, run out of chances eventually, and that's going to surely drop us down to P12, but it's going to put us right on the front of P12, isn't it? Yeah, through the go on the inside for the chicane. There they are. Gone a bit deep there. Just going to sort of try to, maybe get a bit of a cutback on the exit there. Car on the inside though. Got to be careful on this part of the track in particular with overtaking. Final lap, P13. Try to go with the guys then on this final lap. Bit of a battle then. Try to get ourselves back to where we were if we can. Was waving yellow flags. Far off there. That's going to be P12, possibly P11. Have to sort of see how we get on here on these final couple of corners here. They're dueling there in front of us then, so we'll see how that one unfolds at the chicane. P10's defensive there. 11 on the inside. Bit of door banging going on there. Oh, we've lost it there right at the end. Oh, what went on there? Well, we'll get ourselves over the line then in P14. Just dropped it on the curb, didn't we? Bit too much there on the curb, and yeah, around we went into the tyre wall. But it happened right at the very end, so not so bad. Yeah, I sort of knew at some point that our luck was going to run out on that corner with the track limits. The key though around Road Atlanta to try and stay inside those track limits at all times. Right, we'll go round then a few times, and whilst we're doing that, if you do happen to enjoy my pretty average driving at best on GT7, do like and subscribe, really do appreciate it. And if you do enjoy the video today, do let me know by dropping a like on it and hit the bell for notifications, just so you know when I upload new videos of me spinning out and crashing everywhere on GT7. Right, we'll see where we're going to end up on the grid for the next race. Let's get back in. Here we go. P14. Looks like a nice, pleasant summer's evening in Braselton, Georgia. Quite like it. The fans sat in their tents around the place, watching the action unfold. We get underway. And we arrive at the first corner with a Porsche right behind us there. Got ourselves round and up the hill then, and we're just going to watch this curb here on the inside then to the right-hand side, just like that. A traffic jam of sorts going down the hill here. So watch out for what's happening behind us as well here. Oh, a car there that's just gone off there, so that's going to bump us up there to P13. Overtake here in front of us then, going through these two right-handers then. It's going to get us onto the back straight. They've had a bit of a biff there from the Porsche behind us then. It's going to sort of try to just very gently get ourselves back onto the track then. Bit of rear damage, not so bad though. We've got 6 laps and a bit still to go then. Get round the final part of this first lap then, and then start to try to work ourselves back into the race then. Lap 2, 2.9 seconds then behind the cars in front. Sort of work it round then, as I say, trying to catch back up. Yeah, it looks as though we're catching now, 1.7 behind them. So yeah, should be back in the action in next to no time at all. Got some overtaking action in front of us there. The chicane looks as though we have there, so really use the whilst those guys are overtaking one another to try and catch up. Lap 3 then, as I say, we're still working at it, but we're nearly there now. A car off there as well, and they're just going to be joined right in front of us there. We'll keep our foot down there, stay committed, go through on the inside, getting on now to the back of P14 then, and onto the back of the train of cars in front of us then. Right, now see where the rest of the race is going to take us. Bit of an issue there for one car at least. Another one there at the chicane as well. The Porsche there has just done what I did in the first race. Now we're here with the Genesis right in front of us then as we start the 4th lap. For those, stay behind and pick that opportune moment to make you move there. Bit of a bump there, sorry. Bit of a minor friendly-ish contact going on there. What I'm trying to do there, trying to give the space there for the Porsche to rejoin. I hope that came across, as that was what I was trying to do. And a 3-second time penalty then for the car in front then. So that's going to put us back up into the left. Right, P11, let's keep going. Seems to be the chicane here where most of the action seems to be taking place in this race at the moment then. On to lap 5 then, throwing ourselves once again into the first corner. We've got there at least 6 of them there that are just in front of us there, so it'd be good to sort of try to get ourselves in the mix there. Just, yeah, watching them track limits again, shaping up, isn't it, in front of us there to be a bit of a battle in these final 2 and a bit laps. What we've got 2 side by side, we've got 3 just ahead of us then. We're going to be going for it into the chicane. We arrive at the chicane now, very late on the brakes there, but that's allowed us to close right onto the back of these 3 then. Lap 6 then, really now go with the Nissan GT-R Nismo's advantage around Road Atlanta to get ourselves 1 or 2 places here. Just sort of trying to keep our foot in there to go up the inside there, but we've just got a bit too much there on the curb there. You sort of stay behind going down the hill, then you sort of work it through. Around here we go. Marshals waving those yellow flags. Got time for that. Just got to get on with it, as we do have a car indeed off there. Now look at that, BMW and the car that went off now, both right in our rear view mirror now. There they go, down the inside, so they're going to go to P10. Yellow flags out again, and a car off there, down to P11, then back up into P10. Now at the start of the final lap, I've got a Porsche to contend with. Now go down the hill, got 2 there, battling there. BMW just sort of sat behind them at the moment then, waiting for an opportunity to get ourselves in the mix here. One of them has got a 0.5 second time penalty. Porsche right behind us then. I'm going to sort of try to look for a move here, going up the inside of just anybody really. Or a bit of a bump there to help us just sort of get around the corner. Porsche behind, Nissan GT-R Nismo behind as well then. Right, so both on the outside there. Going to go defensive into the chicane, and Nissan there going right around the outside, a bit sideways there on the exit there, and that's going to just allow the Porsche to move through there. Get myself around the final corner though and hold on for P11. Now, a good bit of racing there. Sort of fell away a bit on the first lap. But yeah, we got ourselves back into the race, got ourselves back into the mix, and had some good battles. If you'd like some random Road Atlanta trivia, the official track record for a car in a race is currently held by former F1 driver Christian Clean, who drove for Jaguar in Formula 1 and then went into the Red Bull program. And the outright lap record of Road Atlanta is held by another former F1 driver called Marc Genet. And Marc Genet sets the unofficial lap record in the Ferrari F2003 GA, which was the Ferrari used in the 2003 F1 season. Right, couple more laps. Right, that is a couple more laps under the belt. We'll get ourselves back in and see what happens. Here we go then, P11. Right, strapped in, ready to go. Right, away we go. Right, here we go then, throwing ourselves back into the first corner. Up the hill we go, 1, 2, 3, having a bit of a duel there, very late on the brakes there, going through, bit of a tap there on the back of the Mazda accidentally. Yeah, I can't really complain at that, to be quite honest. I just pretty much ram-raided them, didn't I? We'll take our penalty, and yeah, we'll go from there. And there's the Mazda there. I'm quite tempted to sort of let them back through there as a bit of an apology. There you go. Right, there we go. I guess my race kind of starts now. And we'll get round, complete the first lap, and try not to ram into anybody else. Lap 2 then, and I think these are the 2 that went off at the start on just the 2 right-handers there on the first lap. The other flags there is going to put us into P13 then. Going to try to get on with it a bit now. What have we got? 3.7 seconds then to catch up to the cars in front. Car there taking a time penalty just in front of us then. Ooh, a bit of a very faint thought there of maybe doing a dive bomb into the chicane, but we've just gone off there, so it's going to allow us there to move back into P12. Lap 3, P12 then, back into the first corner then. Just got a 2 there, then I'm just behind us there, 2 Porsches. Porsches there on the back of us there, just going to go around this left-hander now. There we go. Got still 4 and a bit laps to go, so very much still in this race, and still very much can still happen. This and there, just sort of dropping it there on the exit onto the straight there. So down to P11, we can work on getting ourselves above where we started, starting off here by getting ourselves into P10 there with the Genesis. Just going a bit there, 1.2 behind the car in front, then P9. Start of lap number 4 here. But it want to sort of fly around this corner here, but you know, obviously you can't do that, you're not allowed. Can though put the hammer down and continue on our way, just over a second then, to the car in front of us now then. And pulling away from the car behind, we got 2.3 there, so holding stations then. At the moment in P10, 2 lines, there they are, just for the first line. Get on the brakes there, chuck the car in like that, and then just out onto the apex like that. Round we come onto the 5th lap. Oh, just really throwing it in there like that, just really sort of trying to close the gap if we can. Down the hill then, racing medium tyres, working quite well around the road Atlantic track then so far. I've got a PB in the first sector, and I think E9, just bear with me. I was saying, but P9 just holding on there, aren't they? They're just sort of maintaining that gap. Gone out a bit now after our bit of an excursion there. Slight excursion, but still 2 laps to go. Well, we'll be in a minute. 2 laps to go now. Keep our foot down, see what happens. So you just want commitment going down through this section here. Apex here. That apex there. Oh, we've gone too wide. It's one of those. You fly down that hill. Can't get slowed down in time to get round the corner inside the track limits. There you go. Right, minus 0.5 seconds. We're on our way yet again. Now going off there is P9. So we're going to be getting into a bit of a battle here at the start of this final lap. Just watch it here as we go through this corner here, getting a bit sideways there. Starts of the final lap then, going for P9. But as I was to say, pick our moment, pick the opportunity to go for the position. It's gentle through here. Oh, the Porsche's about behind us there. Didn't see them there. Well, there they are. And there's the other Porsche behind them as well then. So trying to take P9. Trying to defend, keep an eye out there on what's happening to the right of us there on the brakes for the chicane. There's that Porsche. There they are going through on the inside. Oh, and I think they're just about going to get through, aren't they? On the run to the line. We are P12. Right, there we are then, Road Atlanta. Good bit of racing that. Enjoyed it. Apologies to the guy again that I smashed off at the start of the race. Good combo though in the Group 3s. The Nismo working well round here. Might come back at some point, try it out in a couple of different cars. But now we'll get ourselves over to Daily Race C and we'll see what all this fuel saving business is about.